The old man stood just inside the restaurant door, holding his worn-out hat in both hands. Conversation slowed. A few people stared. One woman whispered, "Why is he here?" Within minutes, he would be asked to leave, and just minutes after that, everyone in that restaurant would regret it. Before we begin, if you believe kindness still matters in today's world, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Welcome to Kindness Story Hub, where real stories remind us to lead with heart. Now let me tell you what happened. It was a cold evening in Chicago. The kind of night where the wind cuts through your jacket and makes you walk faster. Inside a busy Italian restaurant, families were enjoying dinner. The lights were warm. The smell of fresh pasta filled the air. Then the door opened. An elderly man stepped inside. His coat was old and slightly too big for him. His shoes were worn. He looked tired and cold. The hostess walked up politely. "Sir, do you have a reservation?" He gave a small smile. "No, ma'am. I was just hoping to get something warm to eat." The restaurant was fully booked. Every table taken. The manager noticed the situation and walked over. He looked at the man, then glanced around at the guests who were already staring. "I'm sorry," the manager said firmly. "We're full tonight." The old man nodded slowly. "I understand. I can sit anywhere. I don't need much space." A couple at a nearby table exchanged looks. Someone near the bar whispered, "This isn't a shelter." The manager felt uncomfortable. He cared about the restaurant's image. The place had a reputation. He didn't want complaints. "I'm going to have to ask you to leave," he said. The old man didn't argue. He simply lowered his eyes and turned toward the door, and that's when a small voice spoke up, "Mommy, why are they sending him away?" The entire room went quiet. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, was staring at the old man. "He looks cold," she said softly. Her words hung in the air. The hostess looked at the manager again. "There's a table by the window," she whispered. "The guests haven't shown up yet." The manager hesitated, then a man in a business suit stood up. "Put his dinner on my bill," he said. A woman across the room added, "I'll pay for dessert." Another voice said, "I've got the coffee." Something changed in that moment. The manager sighed and called out, "Sir, please, come back. We have a seat for you." The old man turned around, surprised that he was seated by the window. A server brought him bread and water. The little girl gave him a shy wave. He smiled back. He ordered a simple meal, chicken and a cup of coffee. As he ate, the atmosphere in the restaurant felt different. Quieter. More thoughtful. When he finished, he asked to speak with the manager. The manager walked over, still slightly uneasy. The old man reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a small leather wallet. From it, he handed the manager a business card. The manager looked down. His face suddenly turned pale. The card read, "Henry Callaway, founder, Callaway Hospitality Group, of the company that owned the restaurant. You're the owner," the manager whispered. Henry smiled gently. "I still own part of it. I like to visit sometimes without telling anyone." The room went silent. "I wanted to see how my restaurants treat people when they think no one important is watching," Henry said calmly. The manager felt his stomach drop. Henry looked around the room. "Tonight, I saw hesitation," he said. "But I also saw kindness." He looked at the hostess. "You showed courage." Then he nodded toward the guests who offered to pay. "And you reminded everyone what really matters." The manager apologized sincerely. "I was trying to protect the restaurant's image." Henry nodded. A restaurant's image isn't about fancy tables. It's about how you treat people, especially the ones who seem to have nothing. Those words hit hard. Henry took out his checkbook. "Dinner is on me tonight," he said. "For everyone." Gasps filled the room, but more importantly, he added, "Let's remember this lesson. Kindness should never depend on someone's appearance." He put on his hat and slowly walked toward the door again. This time, people weren't staring with judgment, they were standing in respect, not because he was wealthy, but because he reminded them of something simple. You never know who someone is, you never know what they've been through, and you never know when one small act of kindness can change everything. The next day, a new sign appeared near the entrance of the restaurant. It read, "Everyone is welcome." From that night on, the staff greeted people differently. Guests noticed too. The restaurant became known not just for its food, but for its heart, and all because one cold evening, an old man in a worn coat walked through the door. So the next time you see someone who looks out of place, pause, choose kindness, because sometimes, the person you're about to turn away might be the one sent to teach you a lesson, and even if they're not, kindness is always worth it.